1926, Chief Illiniwek became the official symbol and mascot of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. The mascot consisted of a student dressed in a Sioux regalia performing a dance during halftime of Illinois' football and basketball games. The mascot intended to honor the Illini group of Native American tribes, but with time, people started to interpret the mascot differently. In 1989, after attending a basketball game, a Spokane tribe member and Illinois grad student Charlene Teeters began standing outside athletic events with a sign saying, "Indians are human beings." In the year 2000, the Peoria tribe of Oklahoma issued a resolution regarding the mascot saying Chief Illiniwek is a degrading racial stereotype and should be immediately retired. In January of 2007, the Oglala Sioux tribe released a similar resolution regarding the degrading mascot and also demanded that the university return the regalia to them.
Let's everyone sing.
And then, in February 2007, the university retired the mascot to acknowledge an appeal from the NCAA, which barred Illinois from hosting postseason tournaments.
That was the final performance of Chief Illiniwek, who's been there for basketball games and for football games for the last 80-plus years. It is a year of change in Champaign, especially in the...
But how much did Champaign change? Now, 3 years after the chief has been retired, a walk around campus may tell you that not much is really different. You may not be dancing at halftime, but his symbol is still very prevalent around town. People still sport the shirts, as you can still buy them, although the administration does have a copyright on the logo. On Nevada Street, outside the university's cultural houses, Chayan Araparo artist Edgar Hipa Birds has installed the art exhibit Beyond the Chief in an effort for us to move beyond the fighting Illini and acknowledge tribes native to Illinois. The student group, Students for Chief Illiniwek, have even staged 2 events called The Next Dance, which pretty much look just the same as the old dance. And just like the old chief, the new chief still has protesters. Present at the first protest were members of the student organization, ADMIX.
It's an organization for students who identify of mixed background. Most of the people in it are biracial, but I mean it's open to anybody. Our idea for the protest was that since we kind of see the chief as a stereotypical symbol of Native Americans, that we would compare that by dressing up as our own racial stereotypes. So there were 4 of us. Me and my friend Liam were both half black, so we dressed in blackface. While my friend Justin, who is half Japanese, dressed up in a karate gi, and my friend Anjali, who is part Indian, was dressed in a sari.
Purpose was just to make people see the link between minstrel shows and how they were making the chief into a caricature that, as we just discussed, doesn't actually relate to any specific group.
Before we actually went into the stadium for the show, we were doing some just demonstrating, just kind of standing by the gates and stuff like that, and so we had direct contact with people. They were definitely, shouting things at us. There was direct contact there. And one of the sayings that I remember was actually a 50-something-year-old man. And he just looked at me and he just shouted, "Where's the napalm?" And there were, definitely tons of comments within that vein.
Since the retirement of Chief Illiniwek, other events have happened making Champaign seem hostile towards minorities. For example, Hipa Birds Art on Nevada Street has been vandalized 8 times in its first year, each event falling under the definition of a hate crime. In order for the university to create a more inclusive environment, things are going to have to change. Do we need a new mascot to let go of the old one? Students have already come up with ideas such as the chef or farm bot, but the administration has not made any moves towards instating a replacement for the chief. Or perhaps we have a bigger problem at the university that must be addressed. The university does have a hostile reputation, as it had connections to the KKK in the early 1900s. Although this debate is getting old for many people at the University of Illinois, it still needs to be addressed. The campus environment remains hostile and action needs to be taken.